Hello and welcome to Caroline. And I'm talking to Caroline for a short time today because Caroline has got a daughter-in-law who's a beautiful, creative girl who loves baking cakes. And she's asking me, what actually does Cake Coach Online do? So whilst I was going to tell Caroline, I thought I might as well explain to you guys as well, girls, girls at the same time. So Caroline, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I wanted to make sure I steer her into the right direction because she doesn't have oodles of money, but enough to get up and running. And I don't really want her to waste her time in the wrong direction. So, I wanted to find out more about Cake Coach Online because I feel she needs an expert to hold her hand. I can say, oh, that's lovely. And I like that cake. But I don't really know. I just like eating cakes.
Don't we all?
I'm a sampler, but I'm not a best business advisor.
Yeah.
Business. So you can give me a rough rundown of
a rough rundown.
If you was rundown of what? Yeah,
what Cake Coach Online. The very first product that I made was a cake calculator because I realised that most of the girls didn't actually know how to price cakes easily and then replicate that same price over and over again. And I'm all about the shortcuts, right? And not repeating the same task. It just frankly irritates me because it's just a waste of time. So I was always looking for how can you do this quickly and how can you store that information so that it's retrievable the next time. So I made the cake calculator, which is available on my website, and that's sold into about 54 different countries across the world. And then I realized that the girls didn't have anywhere to write their orders down. They were all like not writing orders down. So it's like, well, actually it'd be a really good idea because my background was as an accounts manager for an interior designer. So I was always working with creatives that, just enjoyed doing their thing, but weren't necessarily bothered about the paperwork and the stuff that went behind it. So I was always looking.
That would be really useful because at the moment she's just writing it in a notebook, and when I've asked her a question, she's like flicking through, look back. So so I guess your filing system is important, and if you've got something that makes that easier,
So see over my shoulder there in the background, there's an order pad. Which is it's an NCR, no carbon required. So it's like a 2-stage order pad. So there's a white copy and a pink copy. So you put a shield in. In fact, you rip the top off and use that as a shield, so you don't spoil the ones underneath. And write on it with baro, and it makes 2 copies simultaneously. So you've got one for your customer. Well, the big warehouses like Cake Decorating Company and Cake Craft World sell those. So in fact, I think there's about another 5 big warehouses in the UK. We can only do the UK because it's like posting 5 reams of photocopy papers. It costs quite a lot of money to post them, but you can buy them off my website. So that's 2 things: the cake calculator and order pad. And then I realized that somebody in Singapore wouldn't be able to get my order pad because it cost, it was too prohibitive to send it out there. So then I made an electronic one. So again, on my website, there's an electronic version of the same thing. So you buy it and use it multiple times. And ultimately, I made a course called Cash for Cakes, which went right through how do you price, how do you find customers, because that's what a lot of the girls say, I can't find the customer. Don't know how to have the conversation with the customer when it comes to how do you sell that design and secure an order, because that's a little bit of selling technique. And everybody goes, I don't want to sell, I just want people to buy. But it's quite good to have some ideas up your sleeve as to how you can make your customer comfortable enough to know that they've got the right thing that they want to buy, so they'll come back as a happy customer over and over again. And that whole course has lots of hints and tips on how to run your business and all the rest of it. So that's I made that available as a course. And then I thought, I don't know, how can I make this more accessible to the girls, because that was quite a big chunk of money on my website. And it's like, we could make it a membership, right? So that they pay a little bit each month. So we then put Cash for Cakes, which you still can buy as a one-off thing and have access to it forever and ever, or you can join the Cake Circle and get access to it whilst you're a member and paying monthly. But on top of that Cash for Cakes, I interview experts, like I'm talking to you, right? So that loads of different experts we've had, and that's the girls' favourite thing, apparently.
Oh.
I make them laugh.
Like we said, you don't know what you don't know. You don't know. Something she said to me is, I don't have a car. If I put it in an Uber, what happens if it gets damaged on the way? I don't know. But or do customers come and pick it up and then they drive off and have a just little things like that.
What do you do to have like things that they sign when they walk off, and you say, this is now your responsibility. I think somebody took not a three-tier cake. Somebody said that they'd had a customer come and pick up a cake and they were on a motorbike, and it was like, that's going to be an interesting journey. Anyway, there's all sorts of funny stories that we could talk about forever. But basically, in the Cake Circle, there's the expert monthly. We do a lucky dip, which is me talking about something that's really helpful. I've made them short and sharp so that if you've got a 20-minute journey, you can just like consume it quickly. So you haven't got, oh my goodness, it's hours and hours and hours. I'll do a little business skills session as well. I've got a lovely graphic designer doing done for you graphics, because that's another thing that the girls go, oh, I don't know how to put my images up on Instagram and Facebook and make them look really professional. So you can clip out what's in there and clip in your nice picture, not in a box, by the way, otherwise you'll get me shouting at you. So Tammy's put all the words in around it, which you can also change, because we've got a little Canva tutorial in there. We've got a group coaching call, coffee with Karen, or gin and tonic with Karen, whichever you like it to be. We've got the Facebook community.
That's the key word, isn't it? Is community. Is when you've had a challenging, if she has a challenge making something, it's nice to talk to someone and they go, oh, I know, I have the same. You're not
cake exploded. Yes,
you're not on your own.
Yeah, exactly. And we've got all sorts of discounts as well. I've got discounts in the UK from the Cake Decorating Company and Cake Craft World for the members, special discount. So there's lots going on. And one of my members said to me the other day, she said, oh my goodness, I have learned so much. In fact, she was saying, how do I rejoin when my member, because she joined for a year, how do I rejoin? And I said, just rejoin. We'd love to have you. So that's it really. And it's the best. Oh, the other bit is the Cake Circle is part of the Sweet Spot, which is an overarching emblem for my memberships. So the baby one that I've got is called the Cupcake Party HQ, and it's basically a wincy version of the Cake Circle, because all that they get in there is the monthly expert is streamed into that group, and also there's a whole load of stuff on how to run, a bit like Tupperware. I know you and I did Tupperware many years ago, but how to run.
Great, may I say? Yeah,
exactly. Do you remember doing the demonstrations? Good fun, right? So how to run a cupcake party locally, because that's actually really.
Now you see, she'd love that because she's young, and she wants to do it right. She will connect with her tribe. A lot of young people like coming to a young person, and we'll have some quirky cakes that are very, very Twitch, very Insta. And that the community, I think, is important.
Yeah. So the cupcake party, if you join the Cake Circle, you also get access to the cupcake party, but you can just join at the baby level and then just do Cupcake Party HQ if you want to. So that's the two there. But when I post this recording out, I'll put a link in the first comments as to where people can go rather than put it up.
Because I was going to say, how does she get in contact with you? So links would be brilliant, because I think you know, when you're starting a business, you invest a lot of your time, your energy and finance to get it up and running. And you don't want in a year's time, you go, oh yeah, I tried that. You know, you need to get foundations in, because then you will replicate those and you'll be a great success, rather than, you know, I know a lot of businesses, you know, you learn as you go along, but sometimes it's better to have someone to turn to and a group to turn to, so you get it right in the first place.
Yeah. Well, the food safety officer that I'm also bringing in as a group expert, she said to me that when she goes back after 2 years after the initial setup call, that she goes to do the inspection, after 24 months, 50% are not trading anymore. And I said, why? And she said, because they don't know all the things that you're teaching. They've never learned. They've never learned. And I said, that is so sad. So there's all those dreams of having a lovely little business trashed.
Yeah, and it could have been. It could have been. You could have just said, no, you do A, B, and C, and they go, oh gosh.
Yeah, exactly. So there we go. I will put the links underneath here, and I will ping them to you as well.
Yeah, she will love that. That is right, because she's a bright cookie, and she will make a great success. But I just want to make sure that she's set up right.
Bright cookies needed for the cake circle. There you go. There's a marketing line.
Yeah, she's a bright cookie. Yeah.
Definitely. Right.
Thank you, Karen. Thank you.
It's been a joy and a pleasure. Thanks ever so much.
Bye now. I will tell her.
Bye.
Bye.